Hi, I'm Adam and welcome back to First Man Photography, where today you join me on the absurd search for the impossible photo. Before we get going today though, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a domain name, a website or an online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Now the other day I was looking through some of my old photos to try and find a little bit of inspiration to get me out of this rut I have been in. And to my horror, what I realised is that it has been a full 50 days since I have shot any kind of photography whatsoever, other than a couple of snapshots of my kids on my phone. And for a professional landscape photographer, that's the first time that's ever happened to me, and it feels definitely very, very odd. And I'm not sure I like it because I've been trying quite hard to make an image and I've had several failed shoots where it's not gone quite right, and it's very frustrating. Looking at my images even further, I then realised I have only created 9 images this whole year. If we are listening to Ansel Adams, we can accept that 1 image per month is a good year. And these images that I've got, I'm pretty happy with them. In fact, I'm really happy with some of them. However, not one of them is that kind of perfect image. That image that kind of, when you shoot it, you feel like everything has come together. It's been an enjoyable experience. And when that happens, you just know it. But it hasn't happened to me for quite a long time. And it feels almost impossible now. So today I've come out to try and capture it because it's that search, that relentless, endless search. I am in a very nice location today with all this beautiful heather. So I have the camera set up. So let me briefly talk you through the photo. So at the moment I am stood on the side of this hill with this absolutely beautiful scene in front of me. It is pretty tricky though because it's so steep and I've had to scramble down to this location. But I do have a few things on my side, including this just stunning colour in front of me. These big bunches of beautiful heather and these kind of reddy green leaves here. I'm not sure what they are, whether they're part of the heather or not, I'm not sure, but they just look fantastic. I'm trying to use as much of the heather on this hill as possible, if you can see that behind me, to sort of fill the foreground. And then I'm really drawn to that view in the distance, the kind of hill over to the left there, and then that sort of knobbly, almost sugarloaf type hill. I think it looks really nice. The sun is still quite high in the sky, even though we're pushing 7 o'clock now, so things are warming up, but I think it's going to work really nicely, mostly because of the foreground, and it's just, I think it's going to be an image that shows what this area is all about. One thing that I'm, well, not quite sure about, and I'm not sure if it's going to work for the photo at all, if I kind of moved, whoa, I just fell down the hill. Let's not move anywhere. I'll just show you. Going through the image, there is a very strong diagonal line going from the top left of the frame down to the bottom right. Now, I'm trying to place that line as best I can onto rule or golden triangle line, basically. And I think it then may work. The light's not perfect, but I want to be somewhere else for sunset. So I'm not going to worry too much about that because the cloud is really interesting as well. So let's get framed up. The sun's still high enough in the sky to not be in the frame, which is definitely what I want. The sun is about to disappear. I'm going to use this to block the lens so there's no flare. I am using as well oh God, it's so difficult. Trying to be technical whilst on the side of the hill is proving to be really difficult, but I've got a polarizer in just to kind of give a little bit more definition to the edges of the clouds, and then I've got this neutral density gradient filter in as well, just to get the exposure right across the frame without bracketing, because I want to up the ISO to keep some of the heather still because it's quite windy, and if I do bracketing, I'm not sure that will work as well. You might get a bit more movement in the heather, and I don't particularly want that. So for the settings, I've bumped up to ISO 400. I'm at f11, and at the moment I'm at 1/160th of a second, yeah. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this, you can tell, can't you? Right, I'm running out of breath as well because I'm It's actually, to stay on my feet is taking quite a lot of effort. Right, there we go. The sun's come back, so let's make the most of it. 2 seconds. Oh no, I missed. Right, try again. 2 second timer, and then cover that. Yep, I've managed to not get the filter cover in the image, so let's take a look at that. Yeah, I mean, the clouds look super interesting. The detail and the colour looks great. There is that strong triangle, and then with that horizontal line of the horizon as well. Overall, I think it's a nice image, and it's definitely a decent one to start the day. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, it's good to be out though, photographing. The weather has turned against me somewhat now. Still very windy, but my plan is to go up there. The problem is the light. The sun is, at the moment, as you can see, is kind of up there. There's then a big bank of cloud, and then a tiny little line of clear sky where the sun might be able to push through. I reckon it's going to take about an hour to get into that little gap, and I need to be in position when it hits that gap. That's assuming that the cloud stays as it is. But that bank of cloud, as I've said so many times before about this location, usually doesn't move towards the end of the day. I'm looking at that little band of clear sky as my opportunity. So I better get cracking, get up the hill, and not miss my moment. One of the things I love about this location as well is it is never busy. In the middle of August, there's beautiful heather everywhere, and I've got the whole place to myself. I'm just sat here waiting for the sunset, but as you know, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Now, Squarespace, in my opinion, is just the best place for photographers to build their website. And that's partly because it's just so easy to use. You don't need any coding knowledge. If you can drag things around on a Windows computer, then you can use Squarespace as well. By loading up one of their templates, putting some of your images on there and a little bit of your text, in no time at all, you will have a unique and beautiful looking website. The other beautiful thing about Squarespace is it will grow with you. So you can start with a simple gallery, and as things progress and you want to start selling things like prints or books or cards or anything that your heart desires, you can upgrade your site to an online store, and that's just as easy to do as well. They also now have a members section if you want to create subscriptions, keep people going back to your website month after month. Then you can do that with Squarespace's member section. They have award-winning customer service. I've used them for years. They've never let me down. I'm still using them today, and I couldn't be happier. So go to squarespace.com to start your free trial today. And then if you like what you have created, use the offer code FIRSTMAN to get 10% off your first purchase, or just hit the link down below. Part of the reason that I've titled this video The Absurd Search for an Impossible Photo, because to me that's what landscape photography sometimes feels like, and probably photography in general. Let me tell you exactly why photography is so difficult. Take, for example, another artist from a different discipline, say a musician or a painter. Their privilege is that they can do that there and then whenever they decide. And it really only comes down to their creativity and ability to do those things. And that can be done, well, not easily, but with dedication and practice. The thing about photography, and particularly landscape photography, is in order to create our artwork, we actually have to do a thing. As landscape photographers as well, we're not even in control of the subject. We've got to go searching for it, looking for these beautiful locations, and then once we find them, we have to have the right season, we have to have the right weather, and we have to have the right light conditions. So it just becomes incredibly difficult trying to find that image, that one that really means something to you, that's going to resonate with lots of people. And I think the thing is that we're always chasing that. We're on this journey to try and make these photographs. And sometimes it feels impossible. Look at this though. This, I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's just like this amphitheatre of heather. And it's absolutely beautiful. Right, let's go back up to the camera. If I just pull around there, Can you see that? I've got the camera set up, ready for sunset. Right. I feel like it's about to be one of those really manic moments that I have on these videos sometimes, and I am welcomed by that. Look at that light. That is absolutely stunning, and the colour is starting to show all around me now. I still think that light might dip under, or the sun might dip under that cloud, but I've had to already quickly adjust my composition in the tripod because that just looks so good. So I was sort of shooting that way. That was the plan, with the light coming in from the side that way. But because that just looks so good with that sun bleeding through the cloud and picking up all the moisture in the air, it's just getting better and better. It's a little bit windy. I'm just firing away now because I'm composed. Oh, that light looks so good. It is manic. It is manic. I'm excited now because the light's just looking so beautiful. So quickly try and calm down and talk through what I've got. So the camera is on a vertical. It's a bit low down. I've got this bit of heather down below me in the foreground. A little bit of a leading line from the left, and that turns into the grassy path. Then we've got that small cliff face just there to the right hand side of the frame. Then there's this little bank of heather opposite. Then we go up into that sky, and it's really all about the skies, particularly as it kind of picks up the edges of those higher clouds. It just looks fantastic. It is missing the light on the heather. That's the only thing, but maybe it's going to dip down below the clouds. I'm just going to shoot once more. I've got the gradient filter in again. I'm bracketing anyway to try and sort of make sure that I get all the exposure. I don't want to miss a thing. My God, look at the light now streaming down over there. I don't know what to do. Let's just stick to this one and then I'll recompose. The settings I have are f16, ISO 800, and then bracketing from 1/10 of a second, trying to get it in a bit where it's not as windy, so I don't get as much movement in this heather. I'm lost for words. I haven't had a day like this for ages, absolutely ages. So I'm trying to find the words to match this moment. But I think what I'm going to do is try and focus on the photography bit and capture a few more images. And the best one I am going to put up for a continuum print. So go to the link down below and check that out. Sometimes we search for that impossible photo, that perfect photo. And the truth is that perfection doesn't exist. If we got to the destination in photography and in life, what comes after that? It's a cliche, but it's the journey that really matters. We meet friends along the way. We have struggles and challenges and times of heartache, but we come out the other side of that stronger. And if you can connect with nature and do photography like this, it doesn't really matter that you don't find a perfect photo. And if you stick at it and you keep working hard, that next great photo is just around the corner.